Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So, how is everybody? How are you? Masha, how are
Hi,
you?
everyone. Hello.
So, yeah, this is Masha. Yay. And this is the channel.
Hey, so nice to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you here for an I'll show you mine. And so let's say hi. The notice just went out. So let's see what we've got. It looks like Mindy was first. Hello, Mindy. Whoever this tarot stash is, I don't know. Tangi is here. Hello, Tangi.
Hi,
Glad
Mindy.
to be in touch with you. And looks like Jen is here. Jen's
Morning.
resting up. So, ooh, Masha's here.
Yay.
Yeah, I love it. And yes, Mindy was first, so she wins. And this is Robin is here. Hello, Robin. It is
Hi, Robin.
Masha in the morning tomorrow, and I'm in the evening today. So, ooh,
You're
Justin.
Hi, brother.
Hey, Justin. I enjoyed watching what I could of your live. I think that was a lot of fun, and I was actually saying to Masha, I hope people realize the reason such decks are so expensive is because they're so labor intensive and they're all about love. So
Yeah,
it's
it's so
beautiful.
beautiful. And it was such a fascinating live, Justin. Yeah, I could join you pretty much after Gerald, right? Like half an hour as you started in the morning, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, the conversation with Shell was really informative.
Yeah. Thank you, Mindy. So Nancy, this is like I have seen Nancy in all of the lives today. So this is lovely. And
Nancy wins.
Liminal Lark is it Leandra?
Leander, yeah, from Newcastle, from my area. She's my
Oh,
friend. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we kind of meet in person in cafes. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh my gosh. Meeting in person. How nice is that? I mean,
Very.
so and yeah. And it's a beautiful scarf you were wearing.
Oh, thank you, Mindy.
It's probably cold where you are, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's quite cold in the morning today. It's really cloudy. I don't know if it's going to rain, but I've got my heater in here, so I've got my heater cranked up. So normally I would have more layers on, but yeah, it's quite cold. It's the we are in the winter, in the middle of winter here.
Yeah. Yeah. So wow. Okay. I am just flipping with my light. So oh look, and Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie.
Hey,
Uh,
Debbie.
Gosh. Well, it's wonderful to see so many people here. And I probably expect all of you are already subscribed to her channel. The link is down below.
Thank you.
So, and welcome to an I'll show you mine. So, so what do you want to show us first?
What do I want to show you first? Well, I am. Well, you too. You're doing the class with Kelly Fitzgerald, right? The Truth and Stories. So very much into Lenormand. But I've got a few decks to show. So maybe we can ask people in the chat which decks they would like to see first, or whether they would like to talk more about crystals first. Because I've got Lenormand decks, I've got tarot decks, I've got an oracle, and I've got a couple of other cartomancy thingies that I've been obsessing about.
You
So
heard it here first, people. What do you want to see? Tarot, Lenormand, Oracle, crystals, oils, and hello, Neem. Neem, eem.
oh, are you ready? And aloha, Jonathan, as well.
Hi, Jonathan. Um, man, there's a lot of love from Jen. Dang, it's like my gosh. So, what do you want to see? Do you want to see the Lenormand, the Oracle, What do you want to see? I know what I'd like to see. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Jonathan wants to know, did you back the Magpie Lenormand? And yes, crystals, please.
No, I didn't back the Magpie Lenormand. I don't even know what it is. So do share, Jonathan. Is it like all about magpies? I have a story with being attacked by a magpie, so or magpies a few times, and when I lived in Queensland.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I was cycling and I wasn't clever enough then because, magpies in Australia, they get quite territorial during their breeding season. And yeah, so they attack anyone, like humans, animals who enter their area. And I only arrived in Australia and I was cycling in a helmet, but it actually went underneath my helmet there, like, where your occipital area is underneath the back of the skull. Yeah, so it was a bit of a shock.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jim, they are scary.
I'm just like, ooh. So Jonathan would like crystals, and apparently Neem is in meanie, and Jonathan will have to do a walkthrough for it. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
And Jen says magpies are scary fuckers. So
yeah, they are. They really are. They're cute. Like, I mean, yeah, now I learn to appreciate them, but yeah, you have to be prepared and watch out for them.
Yeah. But anyhow, so why don't you show us, let's start with some crystals.
Yeah, I don't have many. I mean, I have like 5 pieces, but 3 of them are the same. So I'll start with this one. And one of my most favorite crystals, but recently I've been just really drawn to the blue color. So these ones, I will show you each piece separately, but they are lapis lazuli. And these ones are the polished ones. So you can see the pieces, they are not like that huge, but they're sort of like a nice one to hold in a meditation or place over your body. So they're not tiny like you would get with standard stones, right? But and I really love them. I love those golden lines in those pieces. This one is fairly new to me, but this piece I had for like probably longest time. But you can see how pretty they are, right?
Yeah, that's very pretty. And how does the lapis lazuli impact you energetically?
Yeah, and that's why probably partially, right, why I'm so drawn to the blue crystals now. It's just because I just find them so peaceful and so kind of balancing and harmonizing. For me, it's that's why I have 2 pieces now, because when I do my meditation, I just hold them both in 2 hands, even if I put like dhyana mudra, meditation mudra, one hand on top of the other, because they're kind of good size, but they're not overly large. So for me, it's a crystal of insight, and it just, I don't know, it just does something for me in terms of that harmonizing. You probably know that I am a student of yoga, right? I teach yoga. So it's not just the physical body, right? But it's 7 different bodies that we talk about, like mind body and astral body and spirit and all things. So I find them like extremely kind of harmonizing and almost like, doing a little bit of a tune-up. So for me also it's, and I guess with that insight, for me, lapis lazuli is the crystal of honesty because of the clarity that you can gain from it. Well, and like, you see, like, that's the thing, like, I don't look up in crystal books anymore. I just really try to tune in with the energies that the crystals have for me.
Oh wow. Yeah. I
have go ahead.
Oh, there's a lot of people who love lapis lazuli as well. Robin did say that your story would be enough to make me not want to buy that deck. The
magpies.
The magpie. And lapis lazuli is beautiful. I agree, it is beautiful. And Robin was saying, does anyone like blue sodalite? I actually
that's my next crystal to show. So
there you go.
I saw that Mindy also mentioned blue cedalite and Jonathan mentioned blue cedalite, but let me just show you another lapis lazuli. This one is a raw piece that I picked up in one of my local stores. Yeah, so I've never actually seen until recently that kind of the raw piece of lapis lazuli that is not polished.
Uh-huh. That's
And
beautiful.
and I wonder actually, people in the chat, which ones do you prefer when it comes to your crystals? Do you prefer the kind of the polished ones, or do you prefer the kind of the raw pieces, or both? Because I find the raw one is like it's an amplifier. I find them a little bit like sometimes too strong, but I
Uh-huh.
just wonder what people, because I know people are quite knowledgeable about crystals.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. That's tough. I mean, because I think for me, in the raw form or in the polished, there's a slightly different feel of the same energy.
Mm.
And depending upon what I'm using, how I want to use it, like I have some rose quartz that's raw, that's not been polished, and it does a better job of clearing things and making me
Mm.
feel better.
So you also find they're more like amplifying, right? So it's just more.
Yeah, I just it feels different to me. It's hard to describe. I've never thought about it. So wow.
Mm.
So um, sodalite is more tranquil for me and more grounding. Lapis is more mystic for me.
Mm.
And Neem add lapis lazuli is good for trust and honesty.
That's what
And
I found. Like inner honesty and honesty with others is more like speaking out your truth, right? Like a throat
yeah,
chakra.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's I mean, because the necklace that Jonathan made for me, my ancestor necklace, has lapis lazuli in it.
Mm.
And it's a very spiritual stone for me. So, and Leandra prefers raw rose quartz as well.
Mm.
Ange is here. Hello, Ange.
Hi.
So, and Jonathan is going to be needing to add a whole lot of amethyst to Neem's crystal grid necklace. So,
Mm.
and
So he, Jonathan, are you making a necklace for Neem right now?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I would love myself a Jonathan necklace as well.
Yeah.
We need to call Jonathan.
Mindy said she likes both. It really depends on my mood. And
Mm.
Jen said it depends on the stone for her.
Well, I know for Jen with Morkite, she likes everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you
yeah,
seen Jen Morkite? Like the altar is, the whole thing is like Morkite. One of my
yeah.
favorite stories as well.
And Carnelian is definitely favorite of tarot trainee. So
I love carnelian as well. That's my
yeah,
like us stone in a way, you know, like when I'm really stuck in any area of my life, it's a really great one for me.
yeah, yeah. So how did you get to know crystals?
Yeah, but that's an interesting thing. You see, like I had crystals for a very long time, but I just had them because I just found them like super cute and pretty, you know, just kind of pretty pieces to put around the house. But then that's why I'm so like I have such an affinity with Morkite crystal. And Morkite, do you know Morkite? It's a part of like a kind of jasper, right? But
Uh-huh.
it's called Morkite because it comes from the Muka or Morka, and Jen probably can correct me, creek in Western Australia.
Uh-huh.
So when I was in Tasmania, I signed up during one of the metaphysical fairs to a crystal workshop, and the teacher Adam, he pretty much just kind of asked us to pull a crystal from the bag, and then we did a meditation on a crystal, and it was only a tiny piece of Morkite, and I
Uh-huh.
never felt a connection to the stone how I felt with Morkite. It just felt so safe and grounding. And that's the thing, like prior to that, I was actually I kind of not really, I didn't believe when people were talking about their experience with particular crystal, but I sort of was like, well, but I don't feel that. And that's the thing for me, you know, you have to experience it in a way to know, and that was the experience. It just felt safe and it felt home, and that's why for me Moorkite, when I travel, that's my first stone to go with me, like even when I travel overseas. So if I can only take one, Moorkite will be that, because I do a meditation that, like, I hold the crystal, I meditate, and I make myself at home, doesn't matter which place I am. Yeah. And
I like that.
so that was my first experience. But since then, I kind of thought, well, I still have a few pieces at home that are very pretty, but I don't have that connection with. But then I also have developed a connection with certain pieces. And right now I'm going through the blue crystal stage, and people did mention sodalite. So that's another one that I am loving. Again, it's quite like a reasonably, it's hefty, but it's not really overly large in size. I love this one as well.
Sodalite was the first. I bought a sodalite pendant. Sorry, and that was the first one I ever purchased, and it was because it's good for creativity. So, and
yeah, and for me, it's a soothing one. They kind of go hand in hand for me, lapis lazuli and sodalite, but sodalite is more kind of soothing and calming and healing, I guess.
Robin's associated stone, and the first one I was drawn to was citrine. And Nancy said a while back I had the opportunity to buy some large pieces of raw lapis and malachite.
Amazing. Wow.
That's incredible.
Malachite is so pretty.
Yeah. And said the energy is very strong. Jonathan said, interesting fact, citrine and amethyst are types of quartz crystal. And Robin has a gut connection with citrine. I think that, that makes sense. If you feel a connection to it.
Yeah. And God, Robin was thinking about stomach, right? And citrine, for me, like, when we have this, the solar plexus chakra, right? That's our stomach, right? And our digestive system, but also it's the fire of the body. And it kind of, for me, citrine makes perfect sense for the gut, like, metaphorically and not.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, Jilly.
Hi, Jilly.
Did your Siri pop up?
Oh, I think so. I don't know why. Never does.
Because you said Jilly.
Okay.
So, and Mookite at 8 o'clock Eastern, Jen is going to be showing all her Mookite collection. So I'm expecting, it'll probably be a 3 or 4 hour, video with all the Mookite he has. So, yeah. So it's like, but cool. So what do people want to see next? Because we've seen the crystal.
I have one more crystal to show. I've got one more, only one more.
Oh, yeah. Please go.
Yeah, that's one of the newer ones. And this one, I think it's very pretty. But also, you see, like, I've been drawn to this calming energy. And that's why, for me, the sodalite and lapis lazuli. And just to make it fun, anyone can guess what crystal that is?
Ooh, what crystal is this? I'm going to embiggen you. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And isn't it like it looks calming and looks nurturing, right? That's why I picked it, because it just felt like that.
Yeah. Jonathan says, is that ocean jasper?
It is, and Jonathan wins. Very good. Yes, Jonathan, ocean jasper. And very new crystal to me. But when I just held it for the first time, I just felt that kind of calming energy. And for me, that's probably one of really great for meditation, but also promoting that self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance. So that's my kind of one of the newer ones that I've been drawn to.
There was the guess of the flower or flowering agate. So it's the ocean jasper.
Yeah.
Nice. So, and Robin added, yes, calming. Sodalite is like the midnight sky. The one I have is very dark blue. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Ocean.
beautiful how they like vary in shades, right, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And no, I am not picking on Jen early. So she said I was picking on her. I'm not. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait another couple of hours.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen Ocean Jasper in person. So, but it's like, so. But anyhow, okay. So there's a lot of Labradorite is still a big fan, and oh my, Neem and Mindy are going at it. So, hi Jezebel.
Hi, Jezebel.
Yeah, so beautiful crystals. Thank you. And that's probably just like the tip of what you have, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I have a few things to show. So yeah.
But you do you have a lot more crystals at home?
I do have a few crystals. I have like a crystal ball here with me, but this one is actually, I have more, but these ones are my kind of, oops, they're falling away. They're the ones that I really kind of most drawn to, you know, they're more like, I've got a few like, you know, like amplifiers of the clear quartz, so I use them kind of in the grids. So they're my most go-to, you know, these ones, but I have more. But as I said, like, I'm only developing that particular connection, and now I'm building my own trust with crystals. You know what descriptions, especially when it comes to chakras and the colors. You know, I don't do them this way, so I really have to kind of feel which one corresponds to a particular energy I want to work with, or what I need more for myself. Yeah,
that's beautiful. That I like that, and I like how you're doing it energetically. You're learning about them, and you're basically communicating with the crystal, saying, "What do you want me to know about you?" So,
yeah, and I've done like, you know, also meditations, because now I'm kind of only embarking a little bit on shamanic studies. And one of the meditations I did, when you kind of in your meditation, you almost place yourself into the crystal and you try to see the world from the inside out. Yeah, and for me that's been like really powerful. And same thing, like when it comes to working with animals and plants, you almost like find the tree, like when I go for a walk right in the bush, find the tree, sit next to the tree, and imagine that I'm kind of inside of the tree and seeing the world from the tree perspective. And same thing with the animal, you know, like I'm like, so yeah, it's been really powerful, amazing practices that I've learned from my kind of shamanic readings that I've done.
I love that. That's wonderful. Gosh. Jonathan has been a rock hound for decades. There's always new crystals to learn about. And Jilly got the fossilized coral skull that was shown on Jonathan's live. Yeah, so it's like, okay. So, okay. And we're very happy for you, Jilly. And I definitely want to see the finished necklace. I think that'll be delightful. So, okay, you'll have to forgive my camera. My dog is on the end of the table and is moving around, so it's like, woo, earthquake.
Yeah, mine is on the floor behind me. You can't see him because he's like on the floor. He just took my blanket. So
yeah, so okay. Well, I'm excited to see what you're going to show us next.
Lenormand, because like, I mean, many of us are very much into our Lenormand phase now. So I have a few, not really few, I only have like four decks to show you. But the first one, of course, and I don't think anyone needs to guess which Lenormand deck I'm talking about.
What would that be?
Yeah, what would that be? And I'm so grateful to Mindy, because like I received, well, I mean, I have the mini and the larger size, but she gifted those to me for my big 40th birthday, and I received them just in time for my birthday, and I was away for most of the week last week. And I adore this Lenormand deck, and I mean, of course, We all probably
They're
have seen this
scabby.
comic. Yeah, and I hope that everyone loves it because I adore this dog cards, and I think it's a perfect dog card. But again, I have my biases there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I mean, this deck is beautiful. Just have a look at the backings. They're so stunning.
Yeah. I'm excited to play with mine. So, Jezebel, I did not get a haircut. I actually have my hair pulled back a little bit. So, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I'll
look.
just show some of the cards. I absolutely adore the sun because it's just so nice, and that's kind of the blue background. It just reminds me of the perfect skies on a perfect day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Julie says, like, that's her favorite dog cards ever. Thank you so much, Julie. Yeah, that's mine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love this. What do you call three petal? Is it petals, right? Three petal
Yes.
clover.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that too.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to being able to lay it all out and to see how I know a few people have done some flip throughs, but I'm looking to see how it all lays out together in a grand tableau to see.
Yeah, beautifully. Because I did actually on my birthday, right, 6th of July, I used Mindy's Mini to do my grand tableau for my birthday, like for 6 months ahead, I guess. It looked
Uh-huh.
lovely. Yeah, I can't wait to see how yours won. Just another favorite card of mine, the fox. The
Yeah.
head on the tail. I love it because it's very much for me resembles like the Asian foxes and depictions of the foxes, Kitsuna, the fox spirit from
Yeah.
Shinto religion, I guess spirituality of Japan. Yeah.
Memes said the sun card is my favorite and the fox is a close second.
Hmm. Well, for me, will be the dog is number one.
Yeah.
Well, again, biases, right? But then, yeah, fox probably will be my second favorite in the sun. I do love the moon as well. And
Yeah.
the bear card is beautiful as well. I mean, they really are really. I mean, I think Mindy, she did such a beautiful job. I love the background of the heart, simple but
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
clear to see, right? Another favorite, the tree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, many favorites. One more. Okay.
I love it. One more. One more. Yeah.
Well, it's still French, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi, Mace Cat.
Hi, Mates Cat.
Mindy's blushing. Well, she should blush. It's an amazing thing. So it's like
Hmm.
awesome. So, but yeah. So I can show, because I'm in that Lenormand class, because I'm supposed to be showing you things. I created my a learning deck, and it was I just actually did this, and I put
Hmm.
on two word phrase to help me understand the meaning. And actually, I think I did pretty well with the meanings, because
Hmm.
it's like, okay, it works for me. So, but this is the one that I overcomplicated it. I showed this when Mindy was on, but I actually covered these. I covered it with um, gosh, what do you call it? Primer and all that stuff. I overcomplicated it but I have
Hmm.
purchased Sharpies so that I'm able to actually just write on them instead of being overly complicated where I'm sanding stuff. So,
Yeah. I have the same, like, the deck that you sent it. I have just a plain card deck. Or, I mean, it's over there, but because I'm
yeah,
retiring, not because I'm doing like my own like little study deck. But yeah, but what I did is just plain cards, and I just used a Sharpie to write the basic meanings,
right.
and that was my little deck for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm working on doing more readings so that I can figure out some of the associations as we talked about in class this last week.
Mm.
So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
And I think it's like really important, like I've been doing for a while, I've been doing readings, three cards, but more like how the day will go, or something that I know that definitely will happen during the day and how it would go. And that for me helped so much to develop my own meanings for the cards. like for example tower, and like for example if I ask about like how it would go this week, it was about the yoga class, right? And it was a tower card, and then it was a I don't remember what card was next, but for me it was the tall student, like a tall person. So you
Oh,
develop own associations, and also a few times I've done the readings now that's been consistent about how this will go, this event will go, and then the house card will show up, and the event will not be in my house. But for me, the house card now also can have that extra meaning of being at home somewhere, you know, feeling at
sure.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jilly loves your scarf.
Thank you, Jilly.
And it was an interesting thing. I had a friend who she messaged me and she put in a bid on a house, and she
Mm.
was like going, can you draw some cards to see how it's going to go? So I took the opportunity and did a Lenormand draw with it, and
Mm.
the significator was the house because she put in a bid for the house,
Yeah.
and um, and I did two on either side of it, and boy, it was like, yes, you're going to get this house, and it's going to go very quickly. And I asked her later, or she sent me something later that they had accepted her offer. So it was like dead on. It was like boom, okay.
Mm. That's what I love about Lenormand, right? It's just more kind of the daily, the life, real questions answered like boom.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, my copy of the Butterfly Lenormand will be in by the end of this week. So I'm looking forward to it. So
Will you be doing like a walkthrough? Because for me, I just feel like I'm just so connected to this deck. I want to see everybody's walkthroughs.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm going to be doing it. And I'm really glad I got both sizes because, I don't know how to lay out a grand tableau yet, but I'm seeing that the two of them may work very nicely together.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, one on top of the other. Yeah, I've been like, I mean, since I got it, and I got it last Monday, the day before my birthday, and the mini one I've been carrying everywhere with me because it's
uh-huh.
just so cute, and yeah, yeah. No, I love them both, but mini is just like it's just so special because you don't need much space, right, to lay them out, and yeah. But I do have a couple of other Lenormand decks to show you if you would like the ones that I've been really loving.
Yes, and Neem said, "Did you see my walkthrough of the butterfly Lenormand, Masha?" And I can't
Neem,
imagine.
I think she's joking. Did you film a walkthrough on your channel, Neem? I will be the first to watch if you ever do.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like going, "Oh, the mind readers could see it." So,
Okay.
and I love it. Jilly said Masha's wrapped in a scarf, drinking hot tea. She's sleeveless and sweating, and I'm sure here in a couple of hours I'm going to need a heavy coat, right, Jen? So,
Yeah, I'm
and
having my red tea. It's just my kind of energy booster.
yeah, are you doing a cleanse? May I ask? Is that too personal?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm doing kind of, but it's not really anything like super huge. It's just kind of very gentle. But because I'm doing like extra weight training now, and I have to include a little bit more protein together with my cleanse. But yeah, I just more kind of eliminating basic things like the
Sure.
wheat stuff, and yeah.
Excellent. So you have another Lenormand to share?
Yeah, and I've been loving this. Actually, I found out about this Lenormand from Mindy, but I think Mindy found out about it by from Naomi Hewitt. We kind of know Naomi in the community. She is not in the chat. But this is Sunflower Lenormand, and a while back I actually purchased the mini copy of it from the creator. She's based in England, and she was so like she wrote me such a lovely note that she absolutely loved my walkthrough, and I was talking about regretting not getting both sizes. So she gifted me this one, and I told her like I'll just take it as my birthday gift. But she's like, no, it's just more like a gratitude gift. But it's another the bags, hence Sunflower
Oh,
Lenormand.
yeah.
But it's just so pretty. It's on linen cardstock, and it has the plain card inserts there. And I think she's just her name is Sarah or Sarah, I think Sarah, based in the UK, and she
Mhm.
goes by at Maverick Sage,
Mm.
and these cards are just so lovely and beautiful.
And you said it's a linen cardstock?
Yeah, linen cardstock. You can probably see a little bit of a
Yeah,
texture. It's more
I
like kind of a little bit,
yeah.
yeah.
People have been eyeing that deck. Debbie said it's beautiful, and
Hmm.
Mindy loves it. It's a perfect modern Lenormand.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you see, I'm kind of all about historic decks, but when it comes to Lenormand Menzies and these ones are so up my alley. And this one is actually, let me just see how it goes with Menzies. I think it would go really lovely with Menzies deck to lay
Oh
over.
yeah,
Let me see.
yeah.
Let's just put
I'm like I'm writing this down now because I'm like going ooh, and this is the sunflower Lenormand.
yeah, Sunflower Lenormand. I do have a walkthrough of the mini, so you can get the links from my channel because I'm kind of here, got all the things around me, so to send you the link. But yeah, that's the one. It's on Etsy, and she ships fairly quickly as well. Yeah, I think
Kristen
so.
Louise is here. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Kristen Louise. I just put like Mindy's card so that we have the fish card and Mindy's card on top. Yeah, I think that will work.
Yeah,
Because I
Jezebel
kind of
hates
like, sorry?
Jezebel hates linen cardstock.
Okay,
So
right.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
see how
yeah, I'm a
we
fan.
feel different.
Yeah.
Show you a few more cards.
It's a very pretty deck. And if one of my mods, Jen, could maybe toss that walkthrough from Mascha's channel in the chat, that would be great, please.
It does have also, I pulled a few cards out, but it has a few significator cards. It has like a person in a wheelchair, so you can choose your own significators. You can choose a female child or a male child or two children, because I know some decks feature two children, so she did include
Uh-huh.
those. But it's like it's just a really very clear, beautifully done deck.
Yeah. I like the edges of it, how it's on looks like it's on parchment paper.
Yeah, and the mini one, like I'll just show you, a mini one is a little differently done because it's only a mini. I'm not going to show you many cards, but I'll just show you. You see how this one is done? This is the mini. So in the mini, the plain card insert is on top, and it's slightly different to the style of the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
this is the sunflower Lenormand.
Yep.
Chris. Yeah. And
Yeah. Because
Make Cat wants to try rose petal cardstock.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see, like I like things that slide, and rose petal cardstock, some of the decks, they have really nice gliding ability, but many of them, they just very clumpy and stick together.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Like we all have different preferences, and we're so fortunate that the market caters for us now.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at that. You know, there's the link for the channel, so that's good.
Thank you.
I the rose petal I have two. Oh, look, and Jen, thank you. There's the flip through. So and that's yeah, we've got links to the flip through, so this is good through the walkthroughs. So
Yeah, in the box you will see the Etsy shop of from Sarah, like of Maverick Sage, the creator of the Lenormand. But
yeah.
she is really lovely, and I think this one is underappreciated or not known in the community much, but it's just such a brilliant deck, like contemporary. I will be actually making a video on my contemporary Lenormand collection, but spoiler
Mm.
alert, which ones will be my top two. So
There you go. Hello, Scott. Nice to
hi,
see
Scott.
you. So, and Neem says the only issue I have with rose petal is they tend to stick. It feels nice, but it doesn't spread nicely or shuffle nicely.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I agree. It's one of those. I think the True Black is, I think, the first deck that I purchased, and I think Jonathan did this too. I backed it from Kickstarter, perhaps, and I got it. I didn't know what rose petal was. I got it, and the cards are very thick, and they stick, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't know. So I've put it in timeout. It's been in timeout since I got it, actually. So
Hmm. And I think like if we really love the deck, we'll make it work, right? But like another example, and people in the chat probably know that I'm obsessing about Vera Sibilla, so kind of another system of divination, Italian, well, based on Austrian, but La Vera Sibilla, the true Sibyl. And
uh-huh.
what I've learned, I've done a course and I've read a couple of books now, but traditionally with Vera Sibilla, you don't, I mean, you can cut the deck, but you don't just kind of cut the deck and pull your like 3 cards, right? What you do, you actually fan the cards all the way on the table and then you select them
Oh,
through film methods. And you can imagine if the cards are clumpy, you won't be able to fan them out. And even
yeah.
my favorite Sibilla deck is Illuminated Yellow and laminated cardstock with the cards clamping together. And I know Mindy did advise me before to put some kind of special powder on it to make the cards slide. But
Oh, huh.
like in certain system, the sliding ability is everything because you like if you want to read traditionally, if you can't fan the cards out, if it's a struggle, it's a problem, right?
Yeah. Well, and Maze Cat said, okay, you all killed my desire to try rose petal. No, try rose petal. Just be informed that some of us don't like it. And
Hmm.
it's like I also have the Luminous Void Tarot is a rose petal. It's not as sticky as the True Black, which is apparently Neem's Nemesis deck. So,
Mhm.
but and yeah, Jezebel, it can smell a little strange.
But it seems like rose petal ones, if it's thinner, it's better because it's like indie version of Light Sears Tarot. I don't have it any longer, but it kind of seemed to have shuffled better, when it's thinner. But again, it just
Yeah.
personal preferences, I guess.
And of course, Jen loves rose petal because it makes her have to take her time and shuffle slowly and thoughtfully. And I understand that because the inner child deck, the cards are really large, and I like those because that deck I give to people to shuffle, and it makes them slow down. They have to concentrate. They just can't
Mm.
jabber. And Maze Cat, somebody remind me of Maze Cat's name, real name, or other name. Tell me what you want me to call you, Maze Cat. I cannot remember. Another system. Wow. Just when you think you've seen them all, it's endless. So,
Oh yeah, Vera Sibilla is an amazing system. I've been learning it from the beginning of this year. Actually, I was gifted my first Sibilla deck last year by my friend, but this year was and as I said, like it's 52 cards, and this one is the Masingini. It's like one of the most popular Vera Sibilla decks in Italy. Apparently I've heard you can buy it from like in any news agents or like any smaller shops or mini. And yeah, so it's 52 cards. It has the playing card references attached to them,
okay.
but it's such a cheeky and chatty lineage of cartomancy or system of cartomancy. It just been from the first reading I ever did. It just been spot on and accurate, and like the accuracy was just mind blowing for me. And
Yeah.
for those of you who are doing Kelly's class at Truth and Story, she mentioned Sibilla in the last
Yeah.
class. I think she only
Yeah.
recently did a video on Cartamanic decks. But this one, I swear by this one now.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
Jonathan said a rose petal deck that uh, I want to love but can't is the Children of Letha. So,
Mm.
and Debbie said the Dark Mansions has rose petal. It only bothers me sometimes because I love the deck so much.
Mm.
I don't think I have the Dark Mansions. So, um,
I don't
Scott
either.
Scott loves rose petal. Susie, is True Black is bowed, and
Mm.
Neem had to powder the Dark Mansions tarot and wipe the cards down. and since then it's been usable. Mindy said, that's funny because I had the absolutely worst reaction to the luminous void. I had to get rid of it out of my house as soon as I could for some reason, plus the rose petal killed my hands. So thank you, Michelle. I'm going to write that down. Maze cat.
Okay, so Michelle.
Yeah. I tried to remember. Yeah, everybody is telling me Michelle. So, oh, and here's your walkthrough of that Sibylla deck. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. Yeah, I have like all sources and resources video on Vera Sibylla. I mean, because there are different Sibyllas. La Vera means the true Sibyl, but there are some other decks as well available on Sibylla, which are pretty, like, if you don't like the kind of traditional ones, and I'll be making more videos on that in the future.
Debbie said the newer version of Dark Mansions has different card stock.
So, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
And Mindy had to rehome both Children of Letha and Dark Mansions, but now Dark Mansions comes in a glossy, so she was able to get another copy. So, thanks, Scott. We'll see you again.
Yeah, bye, Scott.
Yeah, the Dark Mansions. Govinda was talking about it and uses it, and I think Govinda and Ben both talked about it in the tarot trio. So, but yeah,
it's a beautiful deck. It is it's very quirky and yeah.
So Sibylla, so you have quite the collection of cartomancy going for you, don't you?
Yeah, but just this year, you see, that's the thing, Gerald. I was planning to make it my 4th year, right? Study 4th, but very early on, it was February, right? When I just pulled that Sibylla deck, and I just knew that that was the time. And it's actually opened the world to me to other areas of cartomancy, European cartomancy, and even more so, I'm drawn to petite cartomancy, like petite Lenormand, right? What we're learning, the system of petite Lenormand, which is less than 52 cards, right? So we're talking about the systems of cartomancy that that include 32 or 36 cards, 40 in some kind of Italian lineages as well, but I haven't explored those yet.
Yeah. Kristen Louise asked if anybody have the Revolution Lenormand. She doesn't read Lenormand, but is tempted. I don't. So, and Justin and Neem are loading the truck and they're going to Australia. So,
I would love to see you all.
Yeah. So Mascha, how do you normally incorporate a new divination system into your regular practice? Do you solely commit to focusing on the new one, or do you slowly fold it into your current practice?
Well, like my tarot practice has been on the back burner mostly, really. I mean, I've been using tarot decks, but majors only as of like last few months. And when I dove into Sibylla, like good 3 months, I dedicated only to Sibylla, to just to learn to read through the books and to not really memorize the meanings, but just to create these associations and how they work. Because you know how in cartomancy, like playing cards reading, when you have the suits of clubs, that seems to be negative, right? But in Sibylla, the suit of clubs is your most positive. So I kind of had to get my head around that, and I did dedicate 3 months to it. And now I have, that's the thing, like I've been liking Grimoire decks, and I've been looking into Grimoire, and on one of the Australian eBay stores, I found this little deck, Le Petit Cartomancien by Grimoire. And this one is only 36 cards, just like Lenormand, right? So playing card insert, like you have aces, and then you don't have 2, 3, 4, 5, but then you have from 6 down to king, right? And this deck has been like, I've been really loving it. And I will show you a few cards. Actually, the artwork for this deck, and that's probably what attracted me, was done by J.J. Grenville, right? So that famous French artist of the 1800s, something. I think he passed away in 1837. But I found the cards are really adorable. And you can see playing card inserts. You see the card title, and the verses are in French. And this is pretty much like a French Sibylla version to me. And what I've done, because I couldn't find any resources, now I have, but before I could, I did myself, like, I translated all the verses. So you see, like, I did myself like cheat sheets. So I got all my words and all my verses, and translated the reversed ones and linked them with my Sibylla studies. So that's the new one that I've been really playing with. And this one, like, when it comes to this one, like, for now, and I mean, I'm only at beginning stages, I think that's the easiest form of cartomancy I've come across.
Sure.
Because it's so clear and so easy to read once you kind of get your head around those, like, translations and what the cards are about. So yeah, I've been loving this one.
Wow. So yes, Mindy, she's on in just over an hour. So I'm just like going, I'm going to Oz, so I'm having a good time. So, well, and that's, I mean, something people, I mean, I am imagining most people are subscribed to your channel, but you do really nice flip throughs and walkthroughs, and you explain your collection, and it's very thoughtful. So I appreciate that. So
thank you.
So
it means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I mean, and I'm particular. so yeah.
Yeah, well, I love the history, I like the stories behind the decks, and I love figuring things out. Like, for example, one of the recent ones, like, really cheap. I mean, I know that in the States probably still not available, Grand Tableau Lenormand by Los Carabia. But what I have found, like, when I saw this deck, that is actually a reproduction of 1800s, late 1800s Piatnik deck that I've been after forever. But I mean, you know how the historic decks on eBay, they're like $500 for 36 cards.
Yeah.
And this is the beautiful reproduction of it. And that's the thing, like, what I love doing in my walkthrough, I like to research the history behind and just see. And the only kind of pet peeve I have about Los Carabio that they don't acknowledge what deck it actually was that they reproduced. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Justin Michael asked, how do you find the readings? Do they have depth for that last deck that you showed?
In the Le Petit Cartomancien, well, depth enough, I mean, this one you can actually, what I'm learning now, because the 36 card Le Petit system, right, Justin, you can actually do your Grand Tableau using this deck like we do in the Normand. And yeah, no, absolutely. But again, the questions I ask these deck is more kind of grounding questions about more kind of real life questions. Right. And for me, this one is, it comes really closely to the Vera Sibylla, right? Kind of, but I'm only kind of exploring it. But what I'm saying is just, it's very easy for me to understand it. And I don't know why, maybe because I spent time translating the verses and looking deeply into the cards, or maybe because I already come with a little bit of a Sibylla background. But absolutely, they have enough depth for me, and I think if they don't, I just do a Grand Tableau. I just do the bigger spreads for them.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw it earlier, but Justin has been exploring the Lenormand in the last week or so.
Okay. How do you find it, Justin? Lenormand is like, yeah, one of my very favorite systems.
Dabbling in Lenormand for the last 24 hours.
24 hours, okay.
So
Lenormand, that's the thing I suggest to everyone. And I mean, I know Grand Tableau can seem overwhelming, but it's actually the most exciting thing one can do. It's not overwhelming at all. You can go like, well, one of the recommended books. This one is a great one by Andy Borovich. You just go step by step. You lay out your 36 cards. You can take a picture if you don't want to leave them on the table, and just go step by step. He describes it so well in his book. There are different ways to approach it, but This one, it just breaks down the grand tableau step by step, and which might think overwhelming because it takes a few pages, right? But if you
Yeah.
just go step by step, it's just the most exciting thing that you can do. And that's why I guess probably I'm drawn to the Le Petit, like the small cartomancy systems, because I'm kind of very excited about doing grand tableaus, not just with Lenormand, but with other decks.
Yeah. And Sue said, really enjoyed your Sibylla comparison, Mascha.
Thank you, Sue.
And
Do you read with Sibylla, Sue?
say that again.
No, I'm just asking Sue C if she reads with Sibylla, if she's explored a little bit of Sibylla system.
Yeah. And a lot of love for Mr. Andy's books. So, and Jonathan is going to visit his neighbor who has got a tarot deck and wants to show him. And Justin, that book that Mascha showed is probably, it's a very good book. So, and what's the other one? The Caitlin Matthews?
Yeah, Caitlin Matthews is a good one as well, but it's a bit kind of more comprehensive. This Indies one, you know, if you just want to read one book and get started with Lenormand, it's a great one.
Yeah.
But I like Caitlin Matthews' book, and it was my kind of one of my top ones. But now my preference lies either with this one, if you just want to do it very quickly, and the other one I don't remember. But also, if you want to go slowly with Lenormand, these ones are pricey, and they come in 3 volumes. And this one is Petit Lenormand Encyclopedia. This is volume 1 by Bjorn Mjoris, and Bjorn was actually one of my first teachers in Lenormand when I did my first class in Lenormand with Rana George, Bjorn, Donna de la Rose, and Mary Kay Greer in 2017. But this one will take you a little longer because he suggests, like, you know, creating, like you did, Gerald, the deck using the playing cards and writing keywords, right?
Yeah.
So he suggests doing that. And then he suggests doing like pair of card readings. So you can do the descriptor and the card, right? You know, how you put one card, the other, the second one describes the first one. So you just more kind of practice those readings and then spend the week doing 3 card readings before you even attempt like a smaller spreads of 5 cards. So if you want to take it slowly, brilliant book. I mean, there are 3 volumes, so he introduces the grand tableau as well. And then, of course, that's my sensei, Camelia Elias, her most recent book. This is your course in Lenormand. I love this book very much, but I kind of find it may need to have a little bit more kind of basic knowledge of Lenormand before diving into this one. But that's her course, that's what she used to teach online, expanded, refined, I guess. And surprisingly, she kind of provided the meaning references at the back, which is unlike Camelia.
Right.
But I've been, like, as you can see the tabs, I've been really diving into this book, enjoying it very much as well.
Justin, I also have the Rana George. I like it. It's different than the Mr. Andy's book. So and when I'm studying, I actually refer to both of them. Mr. Andy's tends to be much more succinct for me. So, and Mr. Andy's book is looks like it's available on Amazon Unlimited, I think. So
I have it on my Kindle and a print copy. I like it that much. Yeah, it's just very quick reference, and you know, and he's just very good at explaining things and introducing things. And I mean, yeah, he comes from his own lineage of cartomancy, right? And I trust it's Hungarian or Romani, but again, it's a great introductory resource, and then you can develop your own, I guess, practice. And yeah.
And Susie said, just starting learning, Mascha.
So, exciting. Yeah, no, I need more people, more Sibylla friends.
Yeah. So, well, we're just at an hour. Do you want to show us a couple of more things?
Very quickly, what can I show you? I guess I can show you my most recent little treasure that I found. And this one is the 1971 JJ Swiss that I managed to score on eBay, brand new in plastic. I did unbox it, of course. But I've been really, like, when it comes to tarot, you know, I have been kind of not really using tarot much. But this deck has been kind of bringing me out to use more tarot because of the delicious cardstock, because of the
Oh,
smaller
that,
card sizes. Yeah, the flat backs. And I think when it comes to Besançon Tarot de Marseille, this one has the most beautiful pips as well, the lovely colors.
that is beautiful.
Yeah, and because it's 1970 and this is by Waddington's, so the cardstock is just like Blushing Fool. I have Blushing Fool, but it's a kind of pre-loved copy, and this one is the brand new one. So that's how I imagine Blushing Fool would feel like when it was brand new.
Wow.
And for me, it was just such a, like, this deck has been in plastic, sealed in plastic for 50 years.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I
That's
think
one
the
of my
color
favorite.
is so lovely.
I love the two of coins. That's one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, so this one, you see, like it's Schaffhaus. So it was published originally by Schaffhaus, which of course later became AGM Müller.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
So
Gosh.
I'm loving this one.
Wow.
Just going to show you the star card. But yeah, I like that it has browns. Browns are quite nice as well and unique to have in a deck. So yeah, when it comes to tarot, I guess this one and this one I was very fortunate to be sent for a review. This one is the one that is on Kickstarter at the moment.
Oh.
Nicholas Tarot, and this one is by Artisan Tarot. But again, it's for those ones of us who love linen cardstock. I think it's a beautiful rendition of a Tarot de Marseille. It's a Convert 1760 deck that was a base on it. But look at these greens. They're
That's
more like the darker teal greens, and you can see the texture of the linen.
Yeah. Justin was saying you always find decks brand new. Same with Tarot Classic. So.
Yeah, I was just very fortunate. The thing is, the story behind one JJ Swiss, Justin, I had the 2019 copy, the recent one with English titles, and the coins were called pentacles, and I just couldn't live with that. So I went to look for the French ones when I can actually have deniers or coins. And I just came across this deck that was sold from one of the kind of person who sells antique things.
Wow.
And I only submitted like 50% of his offer or their offer, and they accepted it immediately. So it just was like, just lucky.
That's great.
But yeah, I'm loving this one as well.
Those colors are amazing too.
So. Yeah, the reds, the blues, and the teals are the winners for me here.
Yeah, really amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So I have other boxes, but in the interest of time, I'll just show this one.
Yeah. But what about your tarot decks, Gerald? You need to share at least a couple with me.
Well, I have recently gotten the Abandoned Oracle, the Patrick Valunza, and I have not done a flip through of this yet. And to be honest with you, I got it because I was curious, because when Sandra was on my channel and we had our Deviant Casual and she was talking about it, and Deanne also has it, I believe. And so I'm curious about it. So I have not used it yet because I have not done a flip through for it. So, Mindy's like going, yes, there's her, her soapbox. And Susie has been thinking about this one. There's also a copy of the Abandoned Oracle, the X-ray edition. So, which is right here. So you have, it's just the X-ray of that. So it'll be interesting to do the flip throughs when I get those scheduled. So, but yeah. So, so there's that. So, what else do you want to share? Because you also had essential oils and stuff. It was like,
Oh, you tell me, fountain pens or essential oils?
oh,
Okay.
fountain pens. Let's do fountain pens. Let's do fountain
You
pens.
go first because I've been sharing so much. You didn't have a time to talk. So tell us
Oh,
about yours and I'll share with you mine.
well, I recently discovered some fountain pens, and these are Jinharo.
Jinhao. Okay. Yep.
And these are the two that I'm using right now. And they have, I bought a set of them to where they actually, there were like 8 or 9 of them in it. And so, and I bought a bunch of ink with them in the little tubes. But I actually like using bottle ink and refilling them because it feels more genuine. So
Yeah. Did you get them from China or from the States somewhere?
I ordered them through Amazon. So, but I'm actually thinking they may have come from China because they took a while to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband. He is very much into AliExpress shopping, Gerald, and he's been buying lots of like Jinhao, of course, they come from China, right? And I've got this one. It's also a Jinhao, but he got it from you for my birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's kind of pearly pink, right? And just look how massive the nib is. It's not like, I mean, real gold, but it's Jinhao, but they're fairly inexpensive, but they're amazing. And this one actually came, you see, like I'll just unscrew it. So you can put your own ink. So it comes with
good. It's the screw. It's not squeeze.
Yeah, it's the one that you just kind of flip up.
This one came with the squeeze ones. And I'm not as much of a fan of the squeeze as I am the
but I guess you can probably buy the converter that will fit, all of them, because that's what I have for my sailor pens now. But yeah, I've been really loving this Jinhao, and it's just so, like, I mean, it's really, I think it's probably like under 20 Australian dollars, so probably will be under like 17 US dollars, but it just writes so beautifully.
Yeah. And I also have a Sherpa. Are you familiar with the Sherpa?
No, never heard of Sherpa fountain pen. No.
They're not actually fountain pens. What they are is they are cases for other pens. So it's essentially you put this is a Uniball Vision Elite pen. And you actually put it in, and then you screw the top on, and you click the top, and it actually keeps it there. So it's like making the pen wider, so it's easy to write with. And there was a pen store locally that has since closed years ago, but they had these Sherpas there. And they described them as a Sherpa for your Sharpie, because a Sharpie pen will fit in here too. And I've got a Sharpie, so you could actually do that and put them together. And they actually they don't dry. And in fact, I found one of these pens, the Sherpas. I found one that I had misplaced about 4 years ago. And it had a Sharpie in it, and it was still wet. It was still usable.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I need one of those. Yeah, because my Sharpies dry out. Yeah, I keep buying them all the time, because they dry out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I love.
I have another one to show you, and this is my kind of most treasure one. Again, my husband. This one was the formal gift that my husband gifted me for my birthday, and this one is the sailor one, the Japanese sailor pen. And this is the first one actually I have with the real gold nib. So that's a 14 karat gold nib.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, well, it's called Princess Kaguya because it's, and the camera wouldn't show it because it's sort of like pinky red with the sparkles.
That's pretty.
Yeah, no, and it writes so lovely. It's really good for like moleskin books, you know, the books that you don't have much space between the lines because it's more kind of a finer nib.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so my another new one.
Yeah. And how do you store your fountain pens?
My husband, you know, AliExpress, he shops on AliExpress, so he buys me all those cases. So you see, like I've got this This one is Keiko. I actually think it's a sub company of Xiaomi, like, you know, me, and they have lots of like electronic devices and stuff. But yeah, so that's how I store them. And I've got like a little flip in here. I've got a couple of those cases. So you see, the pens are protected before you go to the other side. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
I love writing with the fountain pen, and it just is. It makes writing very intentional for me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and there's something that's special as well. But you see, like growing up, I didn't have a fountain pen like it was a fountain pen, but you know the one that you had to dip into ink all the time to write. It's not like the one that had ink inside. So that was one of the actually first fountain pens that I used as a child, or the first pens really I used as a
wow.
child. So for me, rediscovering those last year has been like such a joy. And I mean, I know you know, show me yours is just what brings me joy, and they've been bringing me much joy.
Yeah. And so you are writing, right? You are writing stuff. Do you actually write with your fountain pens, or are you putting it into the computer?
It just depends. If I write an article, I write it on my computer. I mean, if I actually brainstorm ideas, you know, for my articles and when I do my research, I do prefer to keep my notes with my fountain pens and certain journals, right, that I use. Of course, to write an article, I have to type it up. So, but in terms of like journaling, in terms of writing the highlights and memories and reflections, absolutely, I don't use any electronic things to save them. I just use I use Moleskine journals, I use Clairefontaine journals, and I use the Rodia books for
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's
Mm.
beautiful. Gigi asked me, how do I store my pens? I actually have a wooden box that has several drawers. And so the bottom drawer is for the fountain pens. And then when you flip it up, I have ink there. And then no, actually, the two drawers are all ink. No, the two drawers are all pens. And the top is ink. So, and
Mm.
then I also have, do I have it here?
Do you have favorite brand for your inks? You know, the bottled inks, Gerald?
I also have this full of ink as well. So
Mm.
do I have favorite? No, I don't. Do you?
Well, most recently I've discovered the Pelican inks. You know, Pelican also Pilot, Pelican, Sailor, they're Japanese companies. I like all of them really. I love Lamy inks as well, but I don't know. I just find something about Pelicans. They kind of feel, and I'm so wrong because I'm such a novice, but they feel a little oily and they seem to like flow softer. But it's
Uh,
just me.
yeah. Well, and I also, I like a blue, a purple, or a black ink. I have some other colors of inks, but I like to be able to have a good contrast between what
Mhm.
I'm writing. So Susie said Galen Leather in Greece have some lovely pen storage covers and writing sets. I don't have fountain pens, but use their notebook covers.
Mhm.
That's
I don't need to know that because that's where exactly I'm going after this live.
You're going to Greece?
No, I'm going to go and research the Gelling leather in Greece, the shop that provides the
Did,
covers and
I'm saying you're
storage.
going. Did you need to write that down? Because there it is. If you need to write that down, so
I'll take a screenshot actually on my iPad. That's how clever I am. Done, saved to photos.
there you go. Let us know what you end up getting. So
Mm.
yeah,
No, I'll definitely have a look. I do want to go to Greece very much, but yeah, COVID.
yeah. And Gigi said we used to have Pelican ink at school back when, and they had scented ones. Do they still do them? Do they do scented ones?
I have no idea. Mine are not, and I didn't bring the bottles. Mine are just kind of in bottles, and yeah, I have the purple, I have the turquoise, and I have a kind of emerald green from Pelican. I have, well, my favorite actually color, I really like the black navy, black blue or blue black by Sailor. They're quite nice, the blue black ones as well.
Nice. Yeah, and I think it just I like to write things and I like it to be pleasurable. So I'm particular about that. So, but yeah.
And that's what probably fountain pen nibs are so important for us individually, isn't it?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, gosh, we have been on for an hour and 15 minutes. This has been so much fun. Thank you.
It's been
Do
much
you
fun.
have, okay, you had mentioned essential oils. Do you have an essential oil you want to share with us?
Yeah, and I went with your concept of joy, right? Citrus oils bring me joy. So I don't have clementine oil, but wild orange and tangerine, they are my oils of joy because they just so uplifting. You
Oh,
know, yeah. Either like you, well, I normally just diffuse them in my diffuser, the citrus ones, because
uh-huh.
like putting them in, like sometimes like there can be some allergies, but they are my two oils of joy because, as I mentioned, they're really kind of uplifting. They're very energizing with their qualities, and I absolutely love them.
That's great. And Jen said, when you come for lunch with Leandra to the Gold Coast, Masha, I'll take you to the very fancy, very expensive fountain pen shop.
Okay, awesome, Jen. That's a date.
So, um, so I actually have one thing, and I may have shared this before, but Jeffrey and I, for our coven, actually made a special blend of tinctures that we created. We set in motion on Samhain and in 2020, which was a blue moon. And then for all of the coven members, we actually created something to help with journeying.
Mm.
And so this is my blend, and it has wild lettuce leaf, wormwood, blue lotus flower, and damiana mixed together in equal amounts.
Amazing. Did you use
So
like a carrier oil as well for that?
I created a tincture with vodka. So the vodka
Mm.
and the herbs. So it's really lovely. So and so
Where did you get like the blue lotus ones? Did you get the flowers, the dry flowers that you put in the tincture?
I actually did. I got yes, I got the flowers as well as some of the leaves. Yeah, and so because I we were creating them with very specific intention, and so it was a lot of fun to actually have. We made a lot of it because how often is there Samhain on a blue moon? Doesn't happen very
Mm.
often, so we made quite a bit. And but
Mm.
yeah, and it smells lovely. So and it works
Mm,
extremely well.
no. How do you like? What are the uses for it? How do you apply it?
Well, I actually this is specifically for when one wants to journey, and I actually take about half a dropper full and put it under my tongue and
Mm.
let it just soak in that way. My That's how I learned when you take herbal essences or something like that, you consume them that way, to put them under your tongue and allow them to soak in. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, so
How special.
yeah, so it's fun, and that's, I mean, it's one of those things that we made an individual blend for every person, so it was quite nice. Everybody's is different, nobody's is the same, so it's like whoo. So yeah. Well, everyone, thank you very much for joining. Like and subscribe.
Thank you so much, everyone. I just see that Tenji is saying that Tangerine is her real name. I had a feeling Tenji, but how awesome is the Tangerine is? It's a beautiful name.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
and come back at the top of the hour and see me here with Jen, and see if I'm actually nice to Jen. I guess.
You've been so nice to me though, Gerald. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. So I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you very much. And everyone have a wonderful day and a lovely evening. So bye.